So while we are in this topic of blockchain, trying to understand how the blockchain works, we spoke about the blocks, what it contains, how the next block has a reference to the previous block. There's somebody who is also in the network validating these things, right? And we're going to talk about it. There's an incentive model that is built on top, such that based on which the whole network functions, right? So there's a whole incentive model where whenever you create a new block, there's a reward system which is basically is distributed to the miner who mines this particular block. So going into that, let's discuss about these very two important concepts. One is proof of work and the other one is proof of stake. So talking about proof of work. So proof of work by itself, when you hear that, it's something to do with where you're giving a proof of how much work you have done, right? And in general, this whole proof of work has come into place to make sure that the blocks are created at an approximate equal interval, right? So the difficulty to find a computational solution is adjusted such that the newer blocks are found probably approximately in 10 minutes, right? So you have a problem to solve, which is more of a computational problem to solve, and it has its grade based on difficulty. So the more people are trying to solve, it's easy to find a solution faster, right? So what happens is, as a network, the difficulty for that solutioning goes up, which in turns increases the difficulty across the network, and which delays the creation of or mining of the next block by somewhere should be approximately close to 10 minutes. That's usually the approximate time. So this is what proof of work is, where you collectively solve a problem and you find a solution, which is usually an hash key, which goes into the block, and the difficulty is usually like the challenge would be to find in a key which has a representation of should start with XYZ, or different types of difficulties are there, and we as a system have to solve that. As a network, everybody's trying to find that particular small key, and the person who finds that key first, it's a competition in the network, right? The person who finds that block first mines that block and creates this block and propagates to the rest of the network, and that is how it works, right? So there's always a competition between every miner to find the next block. So this is what proof of work is. Coming to proof of stake, like the name suggests, right? It's somewhere where you can stake your fund uh, to become a validator for truth of the blocks that is being created. So let's take an example. Suppose you have funds, you have X token. You stake that token, saying, "Hey, I'm going to stake my token, and I'm going to make sure I validate the next block in that most truthful manner, right? I will be truthful to this network. So if I'm not, I lose this fund, right? So I'll always try to be as truthful as possible. And there, the reward is whenever there's a new block that is being created, based on your staking ratio, everybody gets rewarded. All the stakers get rewarded. And this is another mechanism to make sure the network is secured, transparent, at the same time competitive enough that such that you can grow more widely. So this is how these two models make sure that this whole system is driven by more people coming on board. There is an incentive. At the same time, it ensures the security and the safety of the whole chain. So that is what proof of stake and proof of work means.